back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and today I thought I would do a video on how I manage my yarn balls, how I get them to not tangle up. But to be honest, it's not a fail-proof method. I have been in that situation where I have had to, untangle them for hours. We've all seen the posts on Facebook where people are putting a picture of their tangled mess, and how they're saying, how am I going to deal with this? Well, like I said, although there will be tangles, it's not going to be tangle-free, my method. The way I am doing it and the way I'm thinking about it, I'm quite okay with it. Okay? Now, as you know, I always use Stylecraft Special DK. Now, I buy this online, I get it locally. It is important to get to know your brand, right? So if you're working with different brands all the time, they might wind up their balls differently, and that might give you a different approach to it again. So I find that using the same balls all the time, doing the same little things all the time, has helped me enormously. So this is a standard ball. The thing is, I believe that the more you move them about, the more they get entangled on the inside. So when I get ready for a project, like here, I put all of these in a basket like this, and I sort of squeeze them in, and the less they are moved, the less they get entangled. Okay? Now, there are two ends on this ball. There's an outside end and there's an inside end. What I tend to do is have them in the basket and then have all the ends coming from the inside. This way you only have to pull, but pull gently, and you have access to all your colours. You don't have to move your actual balls. Your balls are not going round and round unravelling when you pull from the outside. So this is what I tend to do, and I haven't done this here yet. I'm going to do this together with you. So if you look at this end, you don't particularly see a piece of yarn going in. If you look at this end, I might just see a piece of yarn. I didn't look at this beforehand. I should have done. Oh yes, look here. Not this one, but here. Here you can see there's a piece of yarn coming out. Okay? You pull that, and that is the outside of your ball. So let me just carefully take this out. Okay, so this, if you take this out, look, I'm pulling it. Can you see that something is moving? So this is now on the outside, unraveling on the outside of your ball. What I tend to do with this one here is I just, like I did just now, I unravel a couple of rounds, not more, certainly not more. I keep everything nicely in position, and then I take this and I wind it round the ball just underneath the sleeve, and I tuck it in, and it's left under the sleeve like so. Okay? This way I know that that end is there. There's no confusing anymore. The end is safe there. We will need that end later on, so there's a point to doing this. Now, you are going to put your finger on each side of the ball into that hole. And oh my goodness, I am praying so much I can get it out without any what we call yarn vomit. And I put my second finger in as well, and you start feeling around. I can't show you. I haven't got. I really need to have a camera that would go inside. Okay. There should be a little end that you feel on the inside. Let's just take a risk. Okay, I'm pulling. I am pulling. This is the bit I'm pulling. And what am I pulling out? Is it single strand? Oh my word. I have got the end of the ball. So all that came out was like a meter of yarn. Great. That is what you want, okay? This does not happen very often, okay? What I tend to do then is I take this end, I put it against the outside like this, hold it with my finger, and I roll it round like this a couple of times, so it is then ready for me to get started, okay? Now, I should have done this with this bag. This is just a spare one that I have. Let me just put the spare one back. Let's try again. Like I said, it's not always this simple. So, you take your ball, find the outside one. Oh dear, some is already coming out. Never mind. I am going to undo this for a little bit. Yeah. So I have something to roll, and now I am going to just roll this, tuck it, and put it under the sleeve. There we go. Also, I try to leave the sleeve on as long as possible so I can remember. Oh my word, that's the beginning that just came out. Look at that. Fabulous. Okay. If they are all going to be like this, unbelievable. Okay, next ball. We've got to get a problem ball so I can show you. Okay, what is this? Is this the outside? Yeah, here. Look, the outside. Okay, unravel it a little bit. Yeah, and now roll it round the middle. Okay. I'm going to... Just see, this doesn't happen. Okay. This is too much, but you've done it now. You're going to have to pull it. And yeah, okay. So this has all come out. The thing is, this is still okay, right? So what I do now, I've got this. I start with rolling it up on the top of the ball there. Now the secret to unraveling something like this, I don't think it's actually knotted at the moment. If you start pulling and tugging it, that's when it gets knotted. So when you have a mess, try not to pull it. Try to be gentle. Try to sort of shake it. And I find shaking it just helps it untangle all by itself. So please do not pull. Shake. Okay. So this is what I do. I then have a little bit of my yarn. Shake, shake. Okay, yeah. And it's going to be rolled on the outside until it's finished up, and then the thread will be coming from the inside. So again, once again here, I've got a little bit of a, I just gently undid it. That is the secret to undoing your tangles. Do not pull them, gently undo them. Okay, so this was fine. This is normal, okay? Doing these two was normal, and this is rather normal as well. Last night I had an abnormal one where the whole inside nearly came out. So yeah, that was not very nice. Try again. I want to get a real entangled mess to show you, but there doesn't seem to be anyone. Okay, pull. Is this the inside? Oh, the outside, what I'm putting. Okay, so this is the outside. It was in there quite far. And also, like I said, if you use the same brand all the time, you get to know how it's... See, look, this is a little bit entangled. There's a knot here. Obviously, if I was to cut that off, that would be, a tiny bit of waste, so that wouldn't matter at all. If you have got a really big knot and you've got a real sort of mess, I do recommend you cut it. and then you tie it together again, because sometimes the ends are just too long to start unraveling them from one knot to the other. Okay, so I do think, oh, and look, perfect. Okay, so as I can't seem to get any really bad yarn vomit here, I'm just going to say the main thing is stay calm, give yourself a time limit. That's what I do. I tend to sort of think, oh, this is my crochet time. I could have been doing something else. Yes, you could have been doing something else, but just sit down, give yourself a time limit to unravel it. But also, if you have a whole hot mess here, you've got a long end there, cut it off, wind the long end, and then with the shorter ends, it's easier to start undoing your big ball of tangled mess. Okay, so that does help as well. And I just tie them together again, and then I'll have to sew in the ends. Okay, so after you've been using these balls for a while, they will become thinner, and that is when the outside comes into its own again. So you have that bit of yarn on the outside that you have wound under the label. The label doesn't fit anymore. By this time you should know which colors you're working with. So what I do is I remove the label, and that yarn, that piece of yarn that's on the outside, I am going to use that. See, I'm now going to undo this. I hope this works. I am now going to use that piece of yarn to keep my ball together. Because look, this is what the ball looks like without it being held together. Okay. And what I do with my outside, I hold my ball like this, hold it there, and I just, look, reinforce it. Okay, this will also be good for the inside to be kept together to stop it from entangling itself. Look, so now I have a ball that's not going to move and that I still can pull out from the inside. Now I feel there is resistance. Let's see if there's going to be a mess coming out. So I can, generally what I do is I put my finger in, keep pulling, and there is, I think something is on its way out. No. Look. Look, look, look. Look, this is what I mean, okay? That is, could be very disastrous, but it's come out like this. I'm going to carefully look at where this bit is making a knot or keeping it together. Look, and it's, there we go. So this will work perfectly now. I can still keep going. So if I'm crocheting, I'll just try and leave it like this. This will be in the basket, okay? And what I do, as this gets less, I will put a towel in or something, so it stays tension. They all stay nicely pressed together. And like, yeah, so this could be a problem. Once again, if I'm not using all this while I'm crocheting, because I'm not, I'm doing my video, okay, I am going to be rolling it up onto that end of my ball again. And here we go. Look, I am not pulling, I am gently rolling it. Look, there's a knot. Gently, don't pull it. Just look at what it's doing. Where are we? Maybe if I pull that, look. Yeah, gently. There we go. Look. So there's no yanking. That's what I mean. Yes, you have to pull, of course, but there's no hard, hard yanking to make it do what you want it to do. Just be gentle with it, and it's still, it will work. Okay, so now I've got this mess to sort out. Yeah, and as you can see, I do this very quickly because I feel I can. The wool is coming out of that little mess quite well, because obviously I have not done anything to it. I've tried to keep it gently into the little ball that it was. There we go. Yeah, it's on the floor now. Okay, so then once again, when we're in this situation, you will be using this up first, and then your wool will be coming out. of the middle again. Now once you've finished your project or whatever and your balls are nearly finished and you have some leftovers, this is what I do. I have them in a very small basket here. I have just rolled them. Some people put those hair clips on to keep them, you know, from unraveling. And that's fine. I don't do that because I just think they're okay in this little basket. And these are what I use when I am doing like little projects or little things that I'm trying out. Now I have an end here and I'm going to show you. So this is like, what, 5 meters? Not even that. I'm going to show you how I roll these little balls. So I use my 2 fingers. Then I take it off, fold it flat, and then I go around the middle until it's nice and fat. And then I sort of hold it in the other direction. And with my nails, I sort of tend to hold it. And then once I'm in this position, I put my thumb there and I start turning it around my thumb. Can you see? I'm actually turning. Look, there we go. And I keep on doing that until, you know, however much you've got left is on there. There we go. So, yeah, it's just like I said in the beginning of the video, it's just trying not to move your balls too much, and it's being gentle with them that will make them, you know, be kind to you, basically. Once again, I am doing all these ready for my project, and I'm hoping that I will be able to use the inside of the balls like I do with all my other projects. And, you know, I keep them together in a basket, in a bag, as you must have seen in previous videos. What am I going to pull out here? Let's see if this works. Yeah, look, a whole ball. There we go. So I pull it out until I'm sure I have a single strand, and then I just roll it around the edge. So I shall be doing this for all these balls in my basket. I hope this was a useful video for you. If you do end up in a mess, just make yourself a cup of tea, put a nice Netflix film on or whatever, and just enjoy untangling it. Do you know, I think strangely I find it quite therapeutic to untangle a mess. And yes, I mean, if we have to give up a ball, so be it. But like I said, if you cut into it and then roll the bits and put them back together again, that helps enormously as well, for me anyway. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.